Morning, everybody. Today is day 16 of our 30-day self-care challenge. So we are now over that halfway mark of our self-care challenge. And so we've had tons of different things that we can actually be doing to maintain our self-care. And so one of the things that so yesterday the self-care challenge was about being able to write one thing down that made you laugh. And so I didn't get it. Good morning, Zia. And so I didn't get a chance to jump on to go back and share what that one thing was that made me laugh. And so there's always a lot of different things that make me laugh. But the one thing that makes me laugh the most is my son. And so he always has these things that he says or things that he does that just makes us have like that downright belly laugh. So sometimes it's because we're really laughing at him, but a lot of times we're laughing with him. And so it all kind of depends on what it is that he's saying. And usually it's the dramatic effect of how he shares what it is that's going on. So my one thing that made me laugh yesterday was my little doodlebug. So not that he's not so very little anymore, but that's what it is that was the one thing yesterday that made me laugh. So today, very ironically, the self-care challenge, my son is home for a few days and he makes me laugh too. Isn't it so awesome? They're not our little boys anymore, but they're still our little boys, and they will forever be our little boys. And so he's my um, grandma used to call him Doodlebug, so she actually named him Doodlebug. We had named Michael Mr. Magoo, and so when when Casey came along, then Grandma actually called him Doodlebug, and so he's been our little Doodlebug. So he's my baby boy, yes. So today's challenge is about being able to watch sunset or sunrise. And so I would love to be able to see some of your sunset and sunrise pictures. And so I stole one from Brooke yesterday. And that's why I said it was like really ironic that that's the challenge for today, because I stole her pick. So they went out for a walk yesterday, and they took the dog out for a walk, and she took an amazing picture of the sunset with there's a sailboat in the background, and it just looks so amazing. Like the blues and the shades of blues looks absolutely incredible. And so I stole that. So now that's my cover photo, because it just is just such a relaxing image for us to be able to look at while meditating. So I just thought it was a beautiful image, and so I snatched that one up and made that my cover photo on my personal profile. And I find, but I'm a water person, so anywhere where there's a lake, I find that I get some really nice views of the sunset. So down by the water, just as it's starting to go down, is and I've captured some really beautiful moon photos over the water as well. I don't catch very good moon photos by just taking pictures of the moon, but when they are over the water and the water is glistening, it is amazing. So I love going down by the water. But I know that there are some, like you can actually go, like probably even in your backyard, Zian. Like, so when the sun is coming down, with kind of coming down behind the houses, that might be a really nice view as well. So anyway, that is our challenge for today. So I need to capture some more of those sunsets. I tend to be either if I'm here, I'm working later, and then don't bother to go out, or I'm already bathed in my PJs by the time the sunset comes and rolls around. So the next couple days, I'm going to try and see if I can capture some of these moments. So I would have to stand on my roof. Okay, that wouldn't be very effective. Not very relaxing to see a sunset while you have to climb on top of your roof. So yeah, it might be a little bit more challenging for you then. But they have, so just even, and I think that for you as well, Deanne, I think that it's probably pretty late for you to be down by the water during, because I think that you pretty much go inside, same as I do. I think it might have something to do with our ages, is that because those were the things that I used to do even with my boys. We would actually, in the summertime, is I would take them for a walk, and they would fall asleep in the wagon, and I would still go for a walk down by the beach, and so we'd capture some really beautiful moments. So even when they were little, and then when they got older, then we would do a bike ride in the early evening where we would be able to have them. And so we'd actually go for a bike ride. I'd walk, we would go for our walk while they would go for their bike ride. And so it was actually really nice because it was still that kind of dusk dawn. So it was still safe enough for their bikes. And, but we'd be able to see the sun starting to come down. And my friend Annie has a beautiful cottage, and she's got some beautiful, so when we stayed out there, being able to capture some really beautiful moments out there with the sunsets. And so, yeah, it's so nice. And I loved being able to see some of the photos over the last couple days. So I think it was 2 days ago or 3 days ago that there was a bunch of people that were capturing the rainbows, and somebody actually captured a double rainbow on that same day. But it was really nice to see on people's profiles these captured moments of the rainbow in our area. So it was actually really cool. So that is our challenge for today, is to be able to capture a moment with, and we don't have to capture it with a photo, but being able to capture those sunrises or those sunsets. And I know that Tammy, my friend Tammy, actually captures a lot of the sunrises over our lake, which is really, because she's always out. She goes out really early in the morning for a walk. And so I was looking for a morning walking partner a couple of years ago, and she's like, okay, well, I go out around 5. And I'm like, yeah, that's a little too early for me. I was looking for early, but not that early. So anyway, that is our moment. That is our thing for today. And I haven't complained about my hair for the last few days, but today I am. So I will chat later, everybody, and I will see you guys back here tomorrow. See ya.